I know thy works, and tribulation, and poverty, but thou art rich. Welcome to the Black Excellence and Abundance Channel. Madam C.J. Walker, born Sarah Breedlove, December 23, 1867, was an African-American entrepreneur, philanthropist, and political and social activist. She is recorded as the first female self-made millionaire in America in the Guinness Book of Records. Multiple sources mention that although other women might have been first, their wealth is not as well documented.
Walker made her fortune by developing and marketing a line of cosmetics and hair care products for Black women through the business she founded, Madam C.J. Walker Manufacturing Company. She became known also for her philanthropy and activism. She made a financial donation to numerous organizations and became a patron of the arts. Villa Lawaro, Walker's lavish estate in Irvington, New York, served as a social gathering place for the African-American community. At the time of her death, she was considered the wealthiest African-American businesswoman and wealthiest self-made Black woman in America.
Sarah was one of 6 children, which included an older sister, Lavinia, and 4 brothers, Alexander, James, Solomon, and Owen Jr. Her older siblings were born into slavery. Sarah was the first child in the family born into freedom after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. Her mother died in 1872, and her father later remarried. She was orphaned at the age of 7. She moved to Vicksburg, Mississippi at the age of 10. There, she lived with her older sister, Lavinia, and brother-in-law, Jess Powell. Sarah started working as a child as a domestic servant. She had little or no opportunity where she started out in life, having been left an orphan and being without a mother or father. Since she was 7 years old, she also recounted that she had only 3 months of formal education. This determined young woman learned during Sunday school literacy lessons at the church she attended during her early years.
In 1882, at the age of 14, Sarah married Moses McWilliams. Sarah and Moses had one daughter, Alelia Walker, born on June 6, 1885. When Moses died in 1887, Sarah was 20 and Alelia was 2 years old. Sarah remarried in 1894 her formula, a mixture of petroleum jelly and sulfur that had been in use for 100 years.
After her marriage to Charles Walker in 1906, Sarah became known as Madam C.J. Walker. She marketed herself as an independent hairdresser and retailer of cosmetic creams. Madam was adopted from women pioneers of the French beauty industry of the day. Her husband was also her business partner, provided advice on advertising and promotion. Sarah sold her products door to door, teaching other Black women how to groom and style their hair. In 1906, Walker put her daughter in charge of the mail order operation in Denver while she and her husband traveled throughout the southern and eastern United States to expand the business. In 1908, Walker and her husband relocated to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where they opened a beauty parlor and established Lillia College to train hair culturists. As an advocate of Black women's economic independence, she opened training programs in the Walker system for the national network of licensed sales agents who earned healthy commissions. Madam Walker was very instrumental in helping other Black women establish self-contained businesses which thrived during that time. In 1910, Walker relocated her business to Indianapolis, where she established the headquarters for the Madam C.J. Walker Manufacturing Company. She initially purchased a house and factory at 640 Northwest Street. Walker later built a factory, hair salon, and beauty school to train her sales agents and added a laboratory to help with research. She also assembled a competent staff that included Freeman Ransom, Robert Lee Brokenburr, Alice Kelly, and Marjorie Joyner, among others, to assist in the company's managing the growing company. Many of the company's employees, including those in key management and staff positions, were women, which was unheard of at that time.
To increase her company's sales force, Walker trained other women to become beauty culturists using the Walker system, her method of grooming that was designed to promote hair growth and to condition the scalp through the use of her products. Between 1911 and 1919, during the height of her career, Walker and her company employed several thousand women as sales agents for its products. By 1917, the company claimed to have trained nearly 20,000 women. Dressed in a characteristic uniform of white shirts and black skirts and carrying black satchels, they visited houses around the United States and in the Caribbean, offering Walker's hair pomade and other products packaged in tin containers, carrying her image. Walker understood the power of advertising and brand awareness. Heavy advertising, primarily in African American newspapers and magazines, in addition to Walker's frequent travels to promote her products, helped make Walker and her products well known in the United States. Madam C.J. Walker was famously quoted as saying, "America doesn't respect anything but money. What our people need is a few millionaires."
In 1913, Walker's daughter, Lillia, moved to a new townhouse in Harlem, and in 1916, Walker joined her in New York, leaving the day-to-day operation of her company to her management team in Indianapolis. In 1917, Walker commissioned Verner Tandy, the first licensed Black architect in New York City and a founding member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, to design her house in Irvington-on-Hudson, New York. Walker intended for Villa de Wargo, which cost $250,000 to build, to become a gathering place for community leaders and to inspire other African Americans to pursue their dreams. In 1918, she moved into this beautiful, luxurious mansion. Mrs. Walker was wrongly given the credit for inventing the hot comb. She did not invent the hot comb, but she certainly revolutionized the use of the hot comb. To this day, people are still using the techniques rich.